If you recently got a Quest 3 but don't know what games to get, I've got you covered. Because here are some of the best free games you can get on the Quest 3. You don't need anything other than what you got out of the box. Let's get into it. Before I get into some of the ones you may not have heard of, let's just get some of the obvious ones right out of the way. VR Chat and Rec Room are both amazing games. They're social games, with Rec Room being more like a Roblox type game, and VR Chat just being more of like a hangout spot. Although there still are a lot of games in VR Chat, and it's definitely worth checking out. Rec Room's a good place if you're a younger user, but games like paintball and stuff are really fun for all ages. But if you're into shooters, Population 1 recently became free. It's essentially the Fortnite of VR. It's a huge battle royale where you can climb, build, and eliminate other players and try to become the last one standing. It's honestly one of my favorite VR games and a must-have. So with the obvious ones out of the way, here are some more games that you may not have heard of or are available through App Lab, which if you don't know what App Lab is, essentially it's a bit of a testing ground for developers, but you can still get it on the Quest 3 without needing to download anything extra. Starting off strong with probably one of my favorite games on the Quest 3, XA. If you're a huge PC Valorant fan, or just a fan of team FPS games, XA is perfect as it is literally Valorant in VR. There's no other way to describe it. It's a 5v5 game where you can pick different characters that have different abilities. You start off being able to buy different weapons, either off of a wall or using your wrist, just like in the PC game, where one team has to plant essentially a bomb in one of two specific zones, while the other team tries to defend it, or disarm the bomb once they plant it. If you're not familiar with Valorant, think of CSGO but with different abilities. All of the characters are fun, and the movement system is really unique. All the guns are fun and easy to use, and if you're looking for something casual just to hop into and play, this should definitely be on your library. One thing that I do really like about it is with the different abilities, you have to do these different movements, and it just feels really cool. The game is really fun, but doesn't have quite as much popularity as I like it to have, so if it seems good to you, check it out. The next game is called UltiMechs. UltiMechs is essentially Rocket League, but for VR, sort of. Instead of driving a car, you're a giant robot that can punch. You can extend your fist out and fly them around the map to try hit the ball into the goal. One goal gives you more points than the other, and the mechanics are really fun. You can teleport around the map, and different mechs have different abilities. This game is honestly one of my favorites just to hop in and play, so if you're looking for something quick and easy that you can kind of just play without really thinking about, this game is perfect. Especially if you're into games that are more on the esports side of things, this game definitely has the potential to become an esport. The next game is called Gravity League. In Gravity League, there's a huge tube, and you and one other player are stuck inside of it, and you try to hit a ball to score into the opponent's goal. It's essentially another esport game, but one big perk that it has is that it doesn't really require a super huge boundary, at least in one direction. So if you're a little bit more limited on your boundary size, definitely try this one out, as it's a really fun game and it doesn't require a huge boundary. For example, if you can't reach super far before you break something, this might be a good one to try. And one thing that you should really reach for is that subscribe button down below. It's always very much appreciated. This one is kind of a 2-in-1. The first game is called Big Ballers VR. In this game, you can play baseball, basketball, and American football in a huge multiplayer lobby. A lot of these games are still in beta, and there's still a couple glitches to figure out. But the game is updated pretty regularly, so this probably won't be a permanent problem. The football mechanics are actually pretty good, and so is the baseball. If you want to meet more people that play the same sports as you, or you just want a little bit of extra practice in, this game is definitely a good choice. However, the game is really specialized for its basketball, which brings me to my next one, Blacktop Hoops. This game you can get on PC VR for Steam, or you can get on the native headset itself. Both are completely free, but if you're looking for a fun basketball game, I would have to choose this one over Big Ballers VR. The mechanics are a lot better, it's a lot smoother, and in my opinion, it's a lot more realistic as well. You don't really have to worry about dealing with as many players. You can play against AI if you want to, but the problem with Big Ballers VR is you just have to talk to a lot of people at once, and they're not always the most cooperative. So if you're looking for a fun basketball game, definitely try Blacktop Hoopers, but if you're looking for sports in general, try Big Ballers VR. The next game that you've probably heard of before is Gun Raiders. Gun Raiders is a fun PvP game where you have a jetpack and you can fly around. There's a bunch of different game modes such as Battle Royale, Team Deathmatch, or just free-for-all. You can even do this in the lobby, which is really fun, and you can also climb anything. Overall, if you're looking for a fun, unique movement system mixed with some really competitive PvP, this game is definitely for you. While talking about unique movement system PvP games, we have to bring up HyperDash. I've said this in previous videos before, and I already have a video mentioning it, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but HyperDash is one of my favorite VR games ever, and in a lot of my second channel videos and main channel videos, you'll find it in the background a lot just because I enjoy playing it in my spare time, and it's definitely worth a try if you have not already. One game that's absolutely amazing that won't be free for much longer is Sail. Sail is essentially a Sea of Thieves in VR. You can buy different ships and customize your player and go out and find treasure all over a huge map. There's tons of players already, and it won't be free for long, so definitely give it a shot. There's really no other VR game like it, and it's pretty much just a free Sea of Thieves in VR. It's actually insane. And if you want to play a game with me, join my Discord server where I play all the time. If there's any games that you want me to go into a little bit more detail, or you want gameplay of, or if you want a whole another video with a bunch of new games, be sure to like and leave a comment below, that way I know that's what you want. I would love to do some gameplay or commentary videos with some of these games, so if you're interested, be sure to let me know. With all of that said, I hope you all have an amazing new year, and as always, catch you all in the next one.